My Kundalini awakening experience, it was terrible. It was extreme fatigue. It was really hard. Oh, the journey was so difficult. Oh. I see this so often. And at the end of the day, it's not true. Or at least it doesn't have to be true. A true Kundalini awakening experience, when we rise the energy, a Kundalini rising is not a Kundalini awakening. A Kundalini rising is the rising of the energy, is the rising of Shakti. The other half is the connecting to Shiva and the consciousness and bringing it down. None of this has to be difficult, trying, taxing. The dangers that most people talk about of Kundalini awakening is when you are practicing something, preparing, or not at all, and you have this spontaneous thing. But when practicing in most systems, it still ends in a spontaneous movement of this energy. And when this shoots up uncontrolled and you shoot up and out, you literally experience a high. And this high, if you do not prepare for it properly, people are not ready for it. And that is what can cause the Kundalini Syndrome. Because it is so high, you resist it, that it somehow breaks you. Because you resist it. All this Kundalini fatigue that people talk about is not really Kundalini fatigue at all. It is the movement of energy that it's actually got very little to do with Kundalini at all. It is the energy dearmoring your system. This is pre-awakening. This is pre-rising. This comes from the activation of the chi, of the pranic energies. And they open, whether you open them yourself or whether you go to a activation session and you are pushed too far, leads to a massive dearmoring. It peels back all those traumas that you have had in such a fast way. This should really not be called at all anything to do with Kundalini. This is a pranic activation that can be triggered much like a life crisis. It's like a midlife crisis. But these days, these life crises are being pushed and pushed and pushed more because of this constant dopamine stimulation we have and all the stress and everything we have in us that is pushing people faster and faster and faster, younger and younger and younger. So it's not a midlife crisis anymore. It's just, in a lot of people, it happens in their 30s. And you just reach this breaking point and you are cast into this dark night of the soul experience because your subconscious is saying to you, I've had enough. I'm shutting you down. I'm waking you up. I'm rebooting the system. This is what everyone talks about with, oh, the fatigue of Kundalini awakening. This is a symptom of Kundalini awakening. No, this is a symptom of a life crisis. This is a symptom of your subconscious saying, I can't deal with this. Wake up, and I'm going to wake you up by shutting you down, and I'm going to give you all the traumas you've stored in your body at one time. It's going to release them. It's going to cause this massive release, and obviously with a release, things empty out, more stuff flows, and it can cause stagnation. That's not a Kundalini awakening. I hate to tell you. A Kundalini awakening, if done in a controlled fashion, not pre-preparation, and then boom. No, it's slowly working through, energetically controlled to pull things up. This is what I do with people in my programs and my trainings. We go through specific exercises to activate the energies in a slow and controlled fashion to be able to get to these points under complete control. So even this point, as we rise up to this high, we can take ourselves to the point and hold ourselves at the point without going through that breaking point. We can become aware of Shakti. We can control Shakti. We can become aware of Shiva, the 3 stages of Shiva. We can begin to understand and assimilate it. We can bring it back down. The fatigue and all of that comes through a dearmoring or a life crisis of fast, this level, whether it's pranic movement through some energy healing practice, or whether it just happens because it's too much and we have a life crisis. That's what the fatigue is about. A Kundalini awakening experience is an amazing, out of this world experience. When we do it in a controlled fashion, enables you, people talk about light workers, energy workers. It enables you to become a shining ball of light, a beacon of energy that you can walk into a room, much like the gurus, much like what people say Shakti Pat. You go to a place, you sit down in a place, and you just radiate this energy. And everyone around you can slowly start their process, calming down, the stress calms down. They can start a slow, controlled dearmoring process so they don't have to go through all that fatigue and everything like that. Now, of course, there are people who learn to activate the pranic energies and then they push the pranic energies and they push people too far, and it causes this sort of little life crisis to go on within them and causes those fatigue syndromes, or the overstimulation of dopamine and brings us to these, combined with stress, starts with little bits of anxiety, depression, and causes us to shut down. The amount of people I've spoken to that have said, oh yeah, I had this energy activation session, and then I was thrown into for a week or a month, and everything was heavy, everything felt depressed. I had a really tough time. This is the dearmoring sort of gone wrong when that person's been pushed too far because they haven't been given any preparatory skills to move the energy, to circulate the energy. It's just something passive. A Kundalini awakening is not something that is passive. It is something that is active. Shaktipat is a combination of two things. It is something that is given, but it's something that is taken. This is why traditionally Shaktipat was only given from a guru to a disciple who they worked with for many years preparing. Now, we don't need to work for many years. A lot of years of work is always good. Many years of Qigong, many years of tantric practices can help us, but we still need the other skills to be able to take us through safely. And my phone's going off by itself. It's always listening. That's just my phone going, oh well. Mobile phones always listening to us these days. Yeah. Understand this. If you want a true Kundalini awakening experience, come take a training with me, theawakenenergy.com. I have 3 ways to do it. A self-study practice over 52 weeks. 52 weeks. A slightly faster practice, which is one-on-one intense with me for 3 months. And then I have a super intensive week that is 3 weeks working every single day, one-on-one, where we go through it. That one is not for everybody. That is for people that have done tantric practices, that have done qigong practices, that have done neidan practices, that are ready, that have the preparatory work, that are ready to go so intensive. If you're interested in fatigue and all these things, don't do it. Go have that life crisis experience. But if you're interested in true Kundalini awakening, perhaps watch a few more videos of mine. I've got about 300 videos here that you can go through. You can feel the energy through transmissions. Now, these transmissions, they're recorded. They can be quite powerful, but they're not nearly as powerful as working one-on-one, whether it online or literally live in person. But you can feel it. Check out some other videos, see what I'm talking about. And then if you're a person that knows there is something more, and it doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be a struggle, and it can be a beautiful, amazing thing, but you are prepared to put in the work, come find me, come take a training, come take a course. Go check out some other videos on my channel, or go to theawakenenergy.com and sign up for one of my courses. See you in another video.